Alright guys, I apologize that I can't be here today, but I will be back on Thursday. Today you're finishing up those 7.2 notes. You should have already done a warm-up. You do have a quiz on Thursday, but I do not want you guys to panic on this material. If you are having trouble with it, you can always come see me Wednesday during seminar, or we will spend plenty of time on Thursday going over it. We're going to spend the first half of Thursday reviewing, and then you have a quiz on everything we've done so far this semester, but we really are going to spend a lot of time reviewing because I want you guys to feel prepared for it. So, we are starting off in your note packet with the 7.2 investigation right where we left off. We're just finishing up these last two problems, and then you guys, that's it for notes for today. So, I'm taking a look at the triangles that we used on Friday from the last class, and if you look at your investigation, it says we want to find the perimeter and the area of triangle ABC and of triangle DEF. So I found all my side lengths still. If I needed to find the perimeter, we add up all the sides. 6.5 plus 11 plus 9 is 26.5 centimeters for this triangle ABC. And for triangle DEF, that's 3.25 plus 4.5 plus 5.5 to get that the total perimeter is 13.25 centimeters. If I have to find the area then, remember that area for a triangle is 1/2 times base times height. So it's 1/2 times 11 times 5.5, which that is 30.25 centimeters squared. Remember, we always square our units for area. So there's the area for the big triangle. And then if I have to find the area for the small triangle, it's the same thing, 1/2 times the base, which is 5.5, times the height, which is 2.75. And then that gives us 7.5625 centimeters squared. So now that we have both the area and the perimeter for each of these triangles, I'm going to write that information back on my note packet. So we have that the perimeter of the big triangle was 26.5 centimeters. The area of the little triangle was 13.25 centimeters. The area of the big triangle was 30.25 centimeters squared. And the area of a little triangle was 7.5625 centimeters squared. So now you need to fill in these three blanks. So we're writing the ratio of the sides. What we found last class is the ratio of those sides was 2:1. Going from the big triangle to the little triangle was 2:1, which means that that big triangle is twice the length of the little triangle. Now for the perimeters, if I see I have my two perimeters here, 26.5 and 13.25, I'm going to write that as a ratio of big to small. And when I simplify that, I can divide by 13.25 from both to get that ratio of those perimeters are also 2:1. Now I'm going to do the same thing but with those areas. So I'm going to write the ratio of the areas is 30.25 to 7.5625. And then I can divide by 7.5625 from both sides and get that the ratio of those areas is 4:1. So we see that the ratio stays the same for the ratio from the sides to the ratio of the perimeters is the same, but the ratio from the sides to the ratio of the areas is squared. So 2 squared is 4 and 1 squared is 1. So in words, if I said that the ratio of the sides was A over B, the ratio of the perimeters is going to be the same thing, A over B. And then the ratio of the areas is going to be that ratio, A over B, but squared. And remember, whenever we square a fraction, we square both the top and the bottom. So if you need a second to copy this down, go ahead and pause this video. All right. Moving on to number 7, we now have that the ratio of one side of triangle CDE to the corresponding side of a similar triangle FGH is 1:3. So if I have triangle CDE over triangle FGH, and that ratio is 1:3. So I'm writing 1 on top, 3 on the bottom. Now it tells me that the perimeter of this triangle FGH is 36. So we see that this is the ratio of the sides, and the ratio of the sides and the ratio of the perimeters is the same. So if I know that my perimeter is 36, I can write 1 over 3 and put 36 on the bottom because it goes with FGH. So put 36 here. And we're trying to find the perimeter of triangle CDE. So I put that on top. Now I can cross multiply. So I have 1 times 36, which is 36. And that equals 3x. And then I can divide by 3 on both sides to get that x equals 12. So it means that the perimeter of triangle CDE is 12 units. Now we not only had to find the perimeter, but we also had to find the area. So for the area of this triangle, we see that we take the ratio of the sides and we square it to get the ratio of the area. So I know that that ratio is 1 over 3. And I'm going to square that, so it means I'm squaring the top number and squaring the bottom number. And that is going to be how we find the area of triangle CDE. It tells us that the area of triangle FGH is 54, so that's going to go on the bottom. And I'm going to put x on the top because I'm trying to find the area of triangle CDE. So like I said, when we're squaring a fraction, we square the top number. 1 squared is 1, and 3 squared is 9, and that equals x over 54. And so now we just cross multiply. 1 times 54 is 54, and that equals 9x. And I divide by 9 on both sides to get that x is 6. So that means that the area of triangle CDE is 6 units squared. All right, now on to problem number 8. So it tells us that the parallelogram PQRS is similar to parallelogram JKLM. It tells us that the perimeter of the parallelogram PQRS is 90 centimeters and the perimeter of parallelogram JKLM is 40 centimeters. The lengths of the sides of parallelogram PQRS are 18 centimeters and 27 centimeters. Find the lengths of the sides of the parallelogram JKLM and the ratio of their areas. So if we know that if we're given the 2 perimeters of both the parallelograms, I can write it as a ratio. So I'm going to write parallelogram PQRS over parallelogram JKLM, and that is 90 over 40. And I'm going to simplify this by dividing by 10 on both the top and bottom, so I'm left with 9 over 4. And we know that the ratios of the perimeters and of the sides are the same. So that means that 9 over 4 is also the ratio for the sides. Now it says we have to find the lengths of the sides of parallelogram, or the length of the sides of parallelogram PQRS given to us at 18 centimeters and 27 centimeters. I have to find the lengths of both the sides of JK, L, and M. So I'm going to draw these pictures. There's parallelogram PQRS. And here is parallelogram JKLM. So if these sides here are 27 and 18, I'm going to call these sides X and Y. Now I have these ratios here as 9 over 4. So this is also the ratios of the sides. So I can say that 9 over 4, so big over small, is equal to, well, these sides are corresponding. So I can write that as big over small is equal to big over small. So 27 over X. And then now we cross multiply. 9x equals 4 times 27, which is 1,080. And I'm sorry, 108. Sorry, 108. And divide by 9 on both sides to get that x is 12. So that means that this side here is 12 and that side's 27 because these parallelograms are similar. Now I'm going to do the same thing, but to find y. So if I know that this ratio is 9 over 4, and that is equal to big over small is equal to big over small, so 18 over y. And now we cross multiply. 9 times y is 9y. And 4 times 18 is 72. And when I divide by 9 on both sides, I get that y is 8. So that means that the sides of parallelogram JKLM are 12 and 8. So we have the first part done. Now we just have to find the ratio of the areas. So remember that the ratio of the areas are equal to the ratios of the sides, and then we take that ratio and we square it to get the ratio of the areas. So if the ratio of the sides are 9 over 4, the ratio of the areas is just going to be that squared. So 9 squared is 81, and 4 squared is 16. So this blue number here is the ratio of the areas. All right, I hope these were okay today. Remember, like I said, please do not worry about them. If you need to come see me Monday during seminar, you can. If not, we will be spending lots of time reviewing, and we will go over all of this on Thursday before your quiz. And so now I would like for you to take a minute, look over this, see if it all makes sense, and then you have a few word problems that I'd like for you to try. They're just 3 word problems. You're going to work with those people at your groups. The best that you can move and work with other friends actually on those 3 problems that you're going to do. Move and work with your friends, no more than groups 4, and then we're going to go over them, and then you guys are going to do an exit ticket and get your homework for today.